All right, so like I said, we're kind of going out of order here, um, but I promise you it makes sense. And I think you guys will see why once we get through all the factoring stuff. Okay, so today we are learning factoring by grouping, right? So this works when we have a four-term polynomial, um, but it's really similar to what we did last time with our greatest common factor. So let's just jump right in. So let's say we have x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x plus 16. Right, so looking at this, we don't have a greatest common factor we can pull out of everything. Almost, right, if we had a 4 here. But variable-wise, we have nothing because the 16 doesn't have anything on the end. So when you're factoring by grouping, your first step is to make sure your exponents are in descending order. So highest exponent, the next, the next, the next, and so on. Right, which we have that here, so we are good to go. So our next step then is we're going to group these. So basically we're splitting these into two groups. So we have group 1 and group 2. Notice that I'm grouping this sign in with group 2, okay? So now looking in those groups separately, so let's look at our blue one. So in the blue one, we have a greatest common factor we can pull out of just that blue part, right? So they each have it, so they don't have any numbers in common, but looking at the variables, we have x squared and x cubed, so we have at least two x's. So that means that we can pull that x squared out, leaving us with, remember, divide by what's in front. So x cubed divided by x squared is x, and 4x squared divided by x squared is 4. All right, so now let's look at our red group. So from there, 4x and 16, looking at the coefficients, we can pull out a 4, right? And then we divide by 4, so 4x divided by 4 is x. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Since we pulled out a positive 4, I'm going to put a plus sign there. If you pull out a negative number, then that's when you would put a minus sign there. So now looking at this looks like one of the examples we did in our greatest common factor, right? We technically have this common factor of x plus 4, which means that we can just carry that down. And then in our second set of parentheses, we're going to bring down what we have in front. So we have an x squared and a plus 4. And that's it. That's all there is to factoring by grouping. Basically, you're just finding the common factor 3 different times. Okay, let's go ahead and do another example so we can get the hang of this. Also, one more thing. The goal when you are doing this is whatever you get in these parentheses should match. So if for some reason you've got some sign differences, then that means you need to pull out a negative number. All right, we'll work through an example like that here in just a second. So let's say we have x cubed minus 4x minus 4x squared plus 16. So again, our first step is to put them in order of descending exponents. So that means this needs to move up here. So x cubed minus 4x squared minus 4x plus 16. And when you move those, remember to keep the sign that's with it. Right? So I moved, I know it doesn't really look like it, but I swapped these minus signs as well when I swapped these numbers. So then we put them into groups. I think I did blue first last time. So we have blue, red. Remember, I'm grouping that negative with that 4. So from our first group, we can pull out an x squared, divide out that from our first group, which leaves us with x minus 4. So that means in this set, we need to get an x minus 4. So we have a negative 4 here, a positive 16 here. So let's just pull out a positive 4 and see what happens. So that leaves us with the negative x plus 4, right? Those signs are backwards from what we have here. So that didn't work. So that means we need to pull out a negative 4. So now negative 4x divided by negative 4 is x. 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. So now we have this greatest common factor. So we bring that down, then bring down our front pieces, so x squared and a minus 4. And again, we did factoring by grouping. All right, and sometimes you're going to have stuff that has more variables than just one, and that's okay. So when it comes to putting these in order, just make sure you've got stuff like put them in order by one. So we have A, and so we need to at least have one of the variables together, but we've got a B left here and a B left here, and that's okay. All right, we just need to have something that we can take out of each group, which this one, the way it's organized, it looks like we can. So group 1, group 2. From group 1, they have a common factor of 2 and A. So dividing 2AB by 2A leaves us with that B. Dividing 22A by 2A leaves us 11. In our red group, we can take out a common factor of 5. It's a positive 5 because all of our signs are positive. Then 5B divided by 5 is B, not 5. And 55 divided by 5 is 11. So again, we've got matching stuff here. So bring that down. Then you're left with what's in front. So 2A and 5. And that's it. You have done factoring by grouping. All right, so today you just need to do these notes. I know it's a fairly short video. We'll do some factor by grouping practice from the book tomorrow, and then a worksheet on Wednesday for honors, right? So my non-honor students, you guys are watching this a day late, but everybody will be caught back up to the same place by Wednesday. So it is all good. All right, email me with questions and let me know if you guys need any help.